welcome back to my channel. My name is Jody and I help you change your beliefs so you can change your body, your health and your life. There are 3 things you need to focus on if you want to lose body fat. This video I'm going to explain what they are. Don't get distracted by anything else. If you focus on doing these 3 things only, you will lose body fat. This will work whether you are looking to lose body fat and weight, or whether you are happy with your weight but you just need to lose body fat. So the first thing you need to focus on is your nutrition. Obviously, you cannot out-train a poor diet. So what I recommend you do is to start tracking your food intake as soon as possible, because it's not just what you're eating, it is the quantity of food in terms of calories and your protein that matters most. And so if you don't have a way to measure this accurately, then you're really just playing guessing games, and you might lose fat, you might not. If you want to be sure that you are going to lose body fat, then you need to track your food, you need to track your protein every single day consistently for a period of time. And when you do this, then given you're doing the other 2 things as well, you will lose body fat. And if you say it's too hard to track calories or it's too hard to track your food, then you're really just making it hard. We are so lucky these days. We literally have apps on our phones that have food databases that we can pull from and track the food for us. It literally takes 5 minutes, not even. You know, it can be difficult if you're cooking for a family as well, but it just takes a little bit extra preparation or just playing around to kind of work out exactly how much of that meal you are actually eating. It's all possible though. I have clients with big families that they share all the food and they still manage to do it. So it's literally just an excuse. If you want something, you will make it happen. And tracking has the biggest payoff in terms of fat loss and weight loss. And so it's so important that you just do it. What I notice amongst my clients who are kind of hesitant to track or kind of stop tracking and kind of make it too hard is they actually have deeper fears around losing body fat, losing weight, to the point that they almost don't want to because they're scared of succeeding in doing that. And so there's a lot of mindset work we have to do. And once we sort that out, what is really holding them back, they actually don't find tracking hard at all. Now, I say to start with just tracking your food because that's the best way to kind of see what you need to change in your current diet to then hit your targets that are going to work for your goal. You don't need to overhaul your diet completely. In most cases, it's a matter of eating a little bit less or maybe eating a little bit more. And for pretty much majority of the clients I work with, they need to eat more protein. So it's very likely you need to increase your protein intake as well. And so that might mean instead of having toast for breakfast, you start to have eggs. Or instead of having oats, you add protein powder and Greek yogurt to your oats to increase the protein content. Again, it doesn't have to be drastic changes. It's about making some compromises to do what works for you, but then also what works for your goals. So then you have this balance and can stick to things for long enough to achieve your goal. Now, the next thing you need to focus on if you want to lose body fat is strength training. And I specify strength training because this is going to allow you to keep the muscle you have, ideally build new muscle, whilst targeting fat loss from the body. If you just do any kind of exercise, then you might be losing fat, but you also might be losing muscle. You want to make sure you are losing just body fat, whether you're in a deficit or eating around maintenance. And the way you're going to do this is by strength training. So when you go into the gym or whatever workout you are doing, you need to make sure you are getting stronger in some way every single week, whether that's by adding weight, doing a more difficult variation of the exercise, by increasing the reps, or changing the tempo. And you want to make sure you are working in different rep ranges and not just doing 10 to 12 reps for everything, or not just doing high reps for everything. Doing that will keep you stuck. That is why, again, I specify strength training. Then you're going to be working in rep ranges that are perfect for building strength, which is anywhere from like 1 rep to 5 reps, although I wouldn't recommend going for 1 rep if you're just starting out. And obviously you can do 6 reps to 10 reps as well. They all have their purpose, and you do want to follow a program that kind of encompasses all of it. If you're doing Pilates or yoga or anything like that, do that for enjoyment, do that for recovery. But at the end of the day, it's not the best exercise to target fat loss. You need to be doing some kind of weight training and focusing on strength. I know a lot of you won't want to hear that, but that's just the truth, and that is what I'm here for. The last thing you need to focus on for fat loss is not cardio, but instead your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So this accounts for a lot more of your total daily energy expenditure than what actual exercise activity does. And so that is why it's actually more important than what cardio is. And so when we look at non-exercise activity, what that generally means is anything subconscious. So how I'm moving my hands, walking up to get a glass of water, dancing around the house when you hear a cool song, anything like that that's kind of a bit subconscious and not structured, that is your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And a way to keep this higher is to aim for a step target. And so this can be by doing formal walks and structured walks every day, or it can literally be by aiming to get up and move about as much as you can throughout your day. You're choosing a car park that's furthest away from the shop, so you have to walk further to get inside. Or when the phone rings and you have to talk to someone, instead of sitting down to do it, get up and walk around your house. Like, I have a small apartment with a hallway. The amount of times I pace up and down the hallway to get steps in when it's raining like it is today, it's a lot, right? And so what I generally do is, to make it easier, because it's not very fun pacing up and down the hallway, is I'll call someone, or I'll pump the music and dance up and down the hallway to the music. Like, any opportunity I get, especially on days where I don't want to go outside, I'm up and walking up and down the hallway. Now, just because it doesn't hurt as much as cardio, or you don't maybe get sweaty or get your heart rate up, it doesn't mean it's not having a bigger effect. You don't have to feel pain to gain. That whole thing, no pain, no gain, is actually so incorrect. Now, with steps, right, you have to take it from your baseline too. You don't need to aim for 10K a day if you're used to getting no steps in a day. So start from where you're at. If you're used to getting 2,000 steps in a day, aim to get 5K in a day. That is going to have an impact on your fat loss because it's more than your baseline, right? Your body responds to stimulus and it responds to differences in what you're used to doing. So same with your diet. If you're used to eating this much, your body is going to respond when you change the amount because it's going to see a stimulus to respond to. If you're used to getting around 7K in and that's what your body is maintaining at, then push that up to 10K. Now, there is kind of an upper limit, really, because you start to get to a point where it is too time consuming. I would say for a lot of you, that upper limit is around that 8 to 10K mark, depending on where you're at. Generally, the more steps you can get in each day consistently, the better. That's it. You don't need supplements. You don't need fancy workouts. You don't need to be in the fat burning zone. You need to focus on your diet, making sure you're getting the right amount of calories and protein in. You need to focus on strength training and getting strong in your workouts. Then you need to focus on your steps. That's it. And if you do that consistently, you will lose body fat. Not over 2 weeks. You need to be consistent for a lot longer. It takes time. There is no quick fix that is going to give you sustainable results. Aim to do that for 6 months. You will make progress. That is all for this video. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. If you liked it, please like it. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. And if that's the case, I will see you in the next video.